Hi, first of all, I would like to thank the Ekoparty 2021 organization for the opportunity to talk in this awesome event. Today we will talk about the well-known technique used in rootkits, form grabbers, and other kind of nasty malwares to collect credentials and change the application behavior. I'm talking about API hooks, specifically speaking about ring3. I will do my best to give a big picture of the techniques variation we developed to bypass forensics and analysis too. Okay, so to guide our talk, I will make use of this agenda, guys. Firstly, I will present myself. Then we will talk about the motivation and relevance of the subject. Next, we will leave some background knowledge regarding API hooks. We will do a fast review over the classic hooks and detection approaches. Then we present the idea behind our variation techniques. We call it egg hook and hollow hooks. Not big deal, the names doesn't matter, just to differentiate between them. And next we will present some proof of concept bypassing some detection and of a famous tool, and we will finish the talk presenting some bypass results against other tools. So let me introduce myself. Um, my name is Rafael Salema Marquez, also known as SWaNk. I consider myself a malware enthusiast. I have been producing malicious code since the late 90s, but never destroying stuff or harming people. I always coded malware, bearing in mind fun and learning. Okay. Besides being an academic researcher focusing on detecting threat actors and malicious artifacts, today I lead a red team with a bunch of nice nerds. And additionally, I'm proud of a note paper published at 29A VX Group Zine, issue 7. My respect for the best malware coders ever. Um, the article was regarding a new persistence technique exploiting the screensaver installation, which was new at the time. And this article for me worth more than a A1 paper. So this is kind of uh, nostalgic stuff, but it was nice at the time. Another exciting experience was developing a ransomware proof of concept targeting Apple OS X operating system. I call it Mabuya ransomware. At the time, no real life campaigns has target uh, Mac operating system. So, in order to warn the users that no OS is bulletproof, I did the proof of concept. So the event was worldwide, reported on online media in several languages, including major antivirus companies like Symantec and Kaspersky. The, the prediction regarding the rise of ransomware for Mac computers was accurate because 3 months later, the first real ransomware attack targeting this operation system happened. So let's go to the what is important in this talk, not talk about me. So why ring3 hooks are relevant today, still relevant? It's because ring3 API hooks are very well documented and useful to the malwares used by the dark side of the force. So it can be used to collect credentials before encryption or submission. For example, in form grabbers, we can collect passwords before encryption. So, and can be used to change application behaviors, which is essential to create classic ring3 rootkits, for example. So regarding the light side of the force, it can be extended. It can extend legit functionalities of legacy application, and it's used by several defense solutions to infer malicious activities. So we can use those guys in both worlds, and attack and defense sides. So when the defense solutions cannot detect our hooks, it can be useful because credentials and other sensitive information typically are available at username. So ring3 hooks are easy to code, and it's good in a way, and are essentially helpful in the attack early stage while we do not have admin credentials. Uh, Moreover, an excellent way to force defense solution to improve detection capability is by exposing new techniques. That's the whole idea of this talk. We will expose some new techniques, and I hope the defense solution get better. So when new techniques get public, and some guys provide a script at GitHub, for example, kids that cannot discover 0 days but can run scripts will be able to reproduce the attack. And this scenario is bad for business in the defense solution, if the defense solution can't detect it. So in my humble opinion, critical vulnerabilities disclosure is the best way to motivate and improve defense solutions to get better. So now let's level some basic knowledge concerning Windows OS, ring3 API hooks, and some detection approaches. API hooks is a runtime memory patching technique to change the API regular flow. So API hooks, in its essence, it's not malicious, guys. For example, Microsoft provided an API hook library named detours, which can easily instrument and extend existing operating systems and applications functionalities. Okay. Due to the time limitation we have to talk, we will not go through other hook techniques such as EAT hooking, which is very well documented over the internet, so you can find a lot of information around. We will restrict the scope of the talk to inline and IAT hooks because they are related to the hooks variations that we will present today. Okay. A good approach to create an effective bypass is to avoid abstractions and famous libraries because defense signatures and detection patterns eventually look for them. So some vendors even include library sequence of instructions in detection rules, which is bad. It's a bad thing to do, but eventually it happens. And additionally, you must think out of the box to circumvent detection. And assembly provides you the necessary flexibility to accomplish this job due to the freedom provided by the language. So it's good when you have freedom to do stuff when thinking outside the box and trying to do different stuff. But it's my humble opinion. It's not a rule or something else. Just a tip. Now let's talk a bit about inline hooks. This simple diagram illustrates the expected behavior of an API call execution. We have tried to simulate the idea that let's suppose we using regedit, the Windows registry editor, to enumerate some registry keys. Okay, so when regedit calls some API called nt enumerate value key, it jumps to the API instructions. Okay, when you call it, and execute what it's supposed to execute. The instructions, gets some result, and returns to the next instruction after the call in regedit execution flow. Nothing new or special here, just regular API usage. Now let's suppose the adversary wants to conceal some registry entries from the user when using Raggedy. So the typical approach is to inject a trampoline function and patch dynamically the beginning of the API of interest. You can see it in red on the green box that represents the API instructions, which is widely used by ring3 rootkits to conceal registry keys, this technique. So normally we patch in the prologue of the function. So firstly, the trampoline is injected into the virtual memory of the process of interest. In this case is Raggedy. And the first instruction of the API nt enumerate value key are patched to change the execution flow to the trampoline function when Raggedy call the API. So after the API call, and inside the trampoline function, the adversary can grab parameters if the objective is to collect sensitive information. However, in this example, we intend to conceal registry keys from the user when using Raggedy. So therefore, we execute the original instruction to get the API call result. And next, we manipulate the result in order to remove the entries we do not want to show. So finally, we jump back into nt enumerate value key in an opportune place. It's just after the syscall that we called in the trampoline function, and done. That's it. The whole idea behind inline hooks is simple like that. IAT hook is simple as inline hooks. Let's do a fast overview regarding them too. Those guys are very simple. The basic idea here is to take a model import address table where the loader put the function pointers. So the hook is made by patching the pointer to the API of interest, redirecting them to our trampoline function. It's easy to code because the attacker just needs to find the correct IAT entry and change the pointer. Additionally, we don't need to change the API instruction. It is interesting regarding detection mechanisms because we don't change the API instruction at all. So in order to explain better what it's supposed to do, this is the regular flow. The application calls message box A, in this case. Then it looks up the message box API address stored in the IAT to jump into the message box instructions and execute the API. This is normal behavior, okay? How things works. But now we present a scenario where the IAT hook is installed. We injected the trampoline function in the process, virtual memory, and exchanged the message box address stored at the respective IAT pointer to the trampoline function address. You can see in red in the orange box. So instead jumping to the message box A, we jump into the trampoline, do what you have to do, malicious instructions, then jump back to the message box. It's kind of man in the middle, but with hooks, okay. And done. That's it. That's what you have to know, the basic knowledge to understand what we are going to talk in the near future here. So, well, we have to understand that let's talk about detection strategies now. We have to understand that the adversary detection strategy and how it works in details to figure out how to bypass it. So I will enumerate three typical detection approaches. Uh, the most common approach is to check the first instructions of the API if they are related to a change of the flow execution. For example, below the fantastic earthquake detection kit image from our slide, this nice ice. uh, we have the simplest hook detection function in the world. Uh, you can check it just below the image. Uh, it will just check the first opcode of the function is a relative jump. Simple like that. But this is not, is E9 is an opcode for a relative jump. So if you have in the beginning of the API, a E9 is kind of suspicious. But the dark side figure out that this kind of naive detection, so they put an op just before, and there are a lot of variations regarding this detection. A bit smart strategy is to compare the original API instructions with the actual API instructions in the process memory for changes. And this one is a bit smart. So if we change the API, probably the detection hook the detection will happen. So, but it is a bit more expensive regarding results, and we will see that uh, a detection solution that spend a lot of resource is bad. It's a bad solution because nobody will buy it. So we have to balance between performance and functionalities. So last but not least, a more robust approach is to compare if the binary on disk is compatible with the instructions loaded memory. However, keep in mind that this is not an exhaustive list of hook detection strategies. There are a lot of different ones, attacks and defense. But these are some basic ones. So luckily for the aggressors, defensive solutions tend to be related to business. So if, like I said before, detection tools cannot require a lot of resource to run. Heavy detection approach will spend many resources, and this is not that good for business. So usually they just address one or two detection approaches, leaving some door open for us. So we have to find the weakness of the tool we intend to defeat. Okay, and this is how we start to do stuff, because no, every solution have some weakness. Let's talk about our first hook variation. We coined it as egg hook. The name is not important, like I said. The idea here is to differentiate between the techniques we are going to present. But let me say something in advance. A naive usage of egg hook will be detected by some approaches. But it's important to talk about egg hook because we will use it in the hollow hook. It's part of the hollow hook. Okay. How it works? The egg part of the name is is related to the shellcode egg hunt, which is a very useful in exploit development. As you guys know, if you don't know, do some research on egg hunt. That will be, it's easy to understand. Is kind of similar to what we do in this technique that we will show you. The egg hook technique is helpful to bypass some detection approaches that monitor changes in the API instructions and do not care if we change the main module instructions. So instead of looking for a shellcode mark, as in the shellcode egg hunt, we look for API calls inside the application main module, and we patch it when we find them. So this way we do not have to change a bit at the API instructions. Because like I said before, where many detection approaches look carefully for changes in the API instructions. So for example, let's say that we want to change the behavior of the beep API. We will add some new functionalities without breaking or losing the original ones. Okay, that's the golden rule for API hooks. We can't break it, the application. So the main idea here is to demonstrate some palpable change of behavior. We will call beep and includes some classic calc payload to avoid bad luck with the demo god. Sorry guys, another calc proof of concept. My bad. So first and foremost, we have to inject the trampoline function and some code that will scan the main module for beep calls and patch it when it finds it. It doesn't matter if you do it with DLL injection, PE injection, or other fancy technique, but we have to inject code in the process. Okay. Then, after injection, our scan routine will start to seek for beep calls. It's a FF15 opcode in this specific case. Therefore, when a beep call is found, like in this arrow, we change it, we patch it to jump to the trampoline function. Okay, keep searching. Another call, but it's not beep. Next. Okay, another beep, patch, and done. That's it. The patch is installed without breaking beep API, preserving the original parameters and providing new functionalities to it without changing a single instruction inside the beep API. So the source code of this example will be available for you guys to download and study it and see how my coding is bad. No, don't cancel me, please. So you guys can have more details regarding the egg hook. We do not touch the API, but we patch the main module, which can be suspicious for some detection tools, like I said. Okay, this is the egg hook. Now let's talk about hollow hook, which is the fancy one. Okay, this technique is more suitable to be used in a scenario where we can control the application execution. Like for example, we can kill the process and create it again, suspend it, for example, do what you have to do and resume the process. But in simple process, we can do it a hot patch. Doesn't matter if there's a cycle. It depends on the situation. But the idea here is to speak about the strategy. It's not about how to code it. The how to code it's easy. It's the easy part. The strategy is the important here. Hollow hook strategy is to copy the main module instructions to another memory area that are not monitored by the detection tools. Because the most of the fancy detection tools load the binary on disk and compare what we have on the memory. So if they load and compare if the memory, if it don't touch in the place where he is looking, he's making the comparison, will be fine. So the idea here we can hook the calls to the APIs of interest in the copy that we made of the main module. With the egg hook can patch it. Okay, we copy, then we allocate memory in the process, copy the main module there, and inject the trampoline function and the egg hook function, execute the egg hook to patch the copy, and we redirect the execution flow to the main module copy entry point. Let me say another way. The bypass happened here because we do not touch the main module or the API instructions. Let's put in the diagram so we can understand better. First, we create the process suspended. Okay, we have now some evil.exe application, and we create regedit from there in a suspended state. Then we allocate memory. Okay, the memory allocation must be the same size we're going to scan. Also, we have to use the PE instructions and metadata to figure out the size we need to allocate. Okay, we inject the trampoline, inject the egg hook function, and we copy the main module. Okay, and we resume the execution with the execution of egg hook. So when we resume, the application is executing the egg hook function, which will patch the allocated memory area regarding the call of the API of interest. The egg hook will jump to the same instruction of the original entry point, executing the application normally. Okay. Eventually we have to fix something, but it's just details. The idea is this one. Okay. Now let's go to the fun part, guys. Just for the record, all tools we bypassed are cool and very useful, guys. I totally respect the tools and the developers. I'm not pointing fingers here. It's natural course of cybersecurity cycle. Some people code detection mechanisms. I do eventually, and other people try to defeat them. I do eventually too. So most of us playing the both sides. When someone bypasses the detection mechanisms, the tools are updated to address the new technique. So it's a cat-mouse relationship, a healthy one. Okay. The source code provided as a proof of concept are not made to address some real-life scenarios, guys. They do not inject in a remote process or do some other nice tricks. They were specifically made to illustrate and improve the hook and the bypass strategy. Okay. So the proof of concept idea for our example here is the same. First, we will call beep, just a beep, so you can hear it without the hook installed. Then we will install the hook, call beep again. But after the installed hook, when we call beep, the Windows calculator will pop up. Okay, oh shit, calc pork again, sorry, again, my bad. But well, we will test them with against PE-Sieve because was the most complete tool regarding detection features that we found. If you have one nice and I'm not aware, please send me. If you like to test your application, your detection tool, just we can talk. I can do a test with your tools. Okay, but for today, the best I could figure out is PEC. We will show the execution against egg hook, hollow hook of the API, but using IET techniques and to redirect the flow and the full main module hollow hook. Okay, so let's make a first pray to the demo gods and hope for the best and stop talking and start to show the code. Okay, um, let me change to my virtual machine. Okay, here we have PEC and some egg hook, hollow hook, with the main module and hollow hook with IAT. Let's take a look in the source code, a fast look, just for you guys to understand what happens. A bit small. Okay, I think the size is enough here. Not big deal, guys, just bad implementation, but the idea we'll get. This is not the point here, just dynamic API resolving. Let's jump. Here we start the egg hook. Okay, it will find for a call FF15. If it find, we will check if it's a bit. If yes, then it will create a relative jump and protect the memory area, and you call the beep again. But this time it will be patched here. Okay, the first time I didn't show you, sorry. The first time is here in the beginning. The first beep, they are equal, okay? And the second beep, okay? And this is the trampoline function. What will happen here? It will grab the parameters from the original beep. We'll call the beep. This one will not be called. We will be redirected here. We call the beep, the original one. Then we pop up the calculator, and it will sleep, so we can execute PEC, okay, to try to detect it while it is patched with the hook installed. Okay, okay, that's it. Let's do it. I will execute here, and let's do it. I will run egg hook, 2 beeps and a calc. Okay, works. The process still running. PID 4984. Let's try it with PEC 4984. Okay, PEC detected. Okay, egg hook. It's hooked. Because like I said, it changes the main module. No problem. That's life. We are busted. Okay. Now let's see the hollow hook with IAT. Just a fast look in the source code. It's kind of similar. It will be fast. I will just show the IAT hook. Kind of the same. But it's a bit different because we will hollow. We calculate the beep size, the function size. Then we clone it, put it in another malloc here, we alloc memory and copy the instructions of the BIP API in this area where PSIV don't look for it in order to don't look. Okay, then we just do a simple IET hook pointing to the new BIP function. Okay, and we have a trampoline here, kind of the same, but with the API in a different memory area. Okay, so let's try it. Two beeps, the second beep, pop calculator, same. 4792, let's try it. 4792. Bam! No detection, okay. But wait, PSIV have some parameter, specific one to IET detection. Okay, we have to use it. So let's do it again with the IET. Okay, busted. Okay, but it was because we changed the IET, so PSIV detected, is able to detect. Now let's do it with the hollow hook main module. We will clone the whole main module. It's too big. It's a bit different. This guy, call BIP first. Some dynamic API resolving. Here we allocate the memory. In this case, guys, for the sake of simplicity, I defined an area to do the egg hook and to copy the memory. So in a real life scenario, it will be more complex. Okay. Then we do the egg hook here, the same one. And we call beep again, and they sleep. Okay. And here is the trampoline, the same function, the same trampoline function. Okay, but all the main module will be copied for a different memory area. Okay, let's run. Okay, 2 beeps, calculator, again. What is the name of the process? No, sorry, the PID. 2660. 2660. Good. We are good. Now let's check with IET. Bam. Done. With the bypass works and the PC cannot detect us anymore. Okay. Okay. Let's get back to the presentation. Hope you understand the main idea of the codes, and let's talk about some results we have until now. Okay, so here's the actual results of an ongoing work. This work will never stop because eventually those techniques will be used in the detection mechanism, so they will know about it and they will defend against it. So the navigate hook get detected by some tools because it patches the main module, okay, but PAC, PC Hunter, and Windows Kernel Explorer can detect it. But ring3 API hooks scanner no, and volatility can't see it, okay. Hollow hook that copy just the APIs and patch the IAT just get detected by PAC when AAT parameter is used. It makes sense. But the hollow hook that copy the main module today is bypassing all of those tools I tested. Okay. Um, I'm providing this slide with the reference I use it to create the talk, and you guys can get more details with me if you like. But this is the sources, and the source codes are available here too. And finishing the talk, guys, I think we can use Morpheus' idea to create a variant. We can say that there is a big difference between making malware and using malware. We need to get rid of this stigma that malware coding is a negative in every way, in every sense. Without malware coders, red team and pentest activity are very limited. Sorry, guys. Regarding ring3 hooks, I'm sure that there are still many ways to bypass defense tools, just waiting to be found, never ending. So, if anyone interested in asking something or giving feedback, please do it in the event question and answers session or via the contact on the screens. Uh, no problem. You can contact me every time. It's fine. Thank you for your time. Keep coding, guys. See ya. Till the next. Bye bye.